If you've ever done a project in a house, it's kind of messy, kind of cluttered, that kind of thing. But if you do a project in an RV, it gets really cluttered really fast. And it doesn't help that our toddler likes to make it even more cluttered. We are hoping to wrap up some of this stuff so we can get our space back and we can get the solar fully working.
We all knew this day would come, didn't we?
It has kitties on it in Madonna's house.
Okay, she's excited we're gonna go to my sister's. She has cats.
That's the best way to have pets. Have friends
Yeah.
with pets.
I can see the kitties.
Okay, all right, you're
we're
gonna go see
gonna
the
go.
kitties. Hey, do you want to open something first?
Yeah, well, we knew this day would come, didn't we, Hensley? The pink boots did not fit. So, do you want to see what we got you? What is it? You outgrew your pink boots. So we ordered you some more.
It's like you're gonna open something else,
I
but
get new ones.
You got new ones.
bigger pink boots.
Yeah, so now they fit. We went to put them on this week and they wouldn't fit, would they? So we had to get some more. This is actually our third pair. We just keep ordering, and so hopefully they'll always
I
have
hope
the
they
next
make those an adult
I can
size.
put them on.
You want to put them on?
Put on your boots.
New ones.
Do they fit?
Good job.
Yeah. So she absolutely loves these boots. They're Crocs, and we get them off Amazon. And I think from the time she was 1, she's had these from the time she started walking. So she loves these boots. I think she likes them because she can jump in puddles. She knows when she's got her boots on, she can get dirty, and she can put them on herself. So she loves them.
So Marissa and Hensley are heading to her sister's house to do some laundry in the Subaru, which we still have because we cannot sell the motorhome ever. And I'm taking the van and running some errands around town. We're just trying to wrap this stuff up. So we are starting to finish up. We as in mainly Mike, who's helped me do the solar. Phase 2 of our solar. The first phase was with Sparky in Panama City in Florida, if you guys remember back in the winter. And he did a great job and only had a couple of days to do what he did and just sort of got us going with everything with the solar. And we knew we wanted to do this second phase at some point. But some things we've done on the second one. So we had 2 100-watt solar panels installed with Sparky. Now we've added 5 more. We've added this one. These were already here. This one, and there's one on the other side of that AC. We took this battery, which was tied into the braking system or whatever, and actually tied it in with the other batteries, so now we have 500 amp hours of batteries instead of 400 amp hours of batteries, all shoved underneath where the couch is going to go. Mike's doing the very last thing. He's plugging it in. So that's it. That's pretty much all you have to do to install solar. You take a black plug, stick it in the wall, and you're done. Yep. That's it. Yep. And I know just enough about this stuff to be dangerous, so I know everything on YouTube is totally 100% true, but may double check anything I say. We bought this 2,000 watt Xantrex inverter. This is our Renogy solar controller, 40 amp. Okay, so that's our DC power monitor. It's a Victron, which I'll show all the controls here in just a second. And then this is just like a 400 watt inverter I'm using that I bought at O'Reilly's to power this Apple computer I've got over here. So I already had this meter to gauge the solar coming in, but that's what it's doing right now. And this is the Victron we bought. That's basically, well, it can tell you a lot of different things, you know, the battery level, but the main thing I use it for is to show me actively what's being drawn out of the batteries at the current moment, which is, you know, the negative sign shows us we're drawing 2.6 amps right now. And this is really cool because we can plug things in or turn things on and we can directly see what kind of impact it has and what it's drawing from the batteries. And then this is the switch for the Xantrex inverter down here. When I want to turn that on, that's what this switch is for. And so probably one of the easiest ways just to show what we've got is just to show what it does and just turn it all on. Let's say if I'm boondocking, right now we've got the shore power off for the RV. So just like we'd be boondocking, we'd have no power. And so I need to flip 3 things on with our current setup in order to be ready to boondock. That thing is an insanely loud fan. This is a good inverter from O'Reilly's. It's a 400 watt inverter, but that fan is insanely loud. Okay, so 3 switches to do that. We've got this switch right here is going to turn on the Xantrex. Down here, you'll see that it just kicked on down there. So the second thing I need to do is in the middle of the RV. Right now this is on auto. We're not on shore power. It's already swapped over to gas, but I don't want it to be on auto because what it's gonna do, it's gonna be using a lot of our power from the panels or our batteries or whatever. I want it to be all propane. So I'm gonna take the auto off, swap that to gas. That's the second thing I'm gonna do. Yeah, and so this is on the same circuit as what's gonna be turned on here in a minute when we turn our inverter on. So that's why I have to do this. If this wasn't on that circuit, it wouldn't matter. It would just stay on gas no matter what. I wouldn't do anything. But so I swapped that over off of auto to gas. And then the third thing I need to flip on is in the back. And this is what Mike installed. He actually ran the wire, so we don't just have to run things through the inverter in the front. We can actually plug things into outlets. We have an outlet in the back he's installed. We can use the outlets in the bathroom. We can use this outlet in the kitchen. TV and fireplace work, but we will never use the fireplace with this, but we will use the TV. And then there's also an outlet back in behind here that we can use that's on the same circuit. And so because Mike wired it all the way back here into this box and did all that, we actually have to use some of the outlets in our RV, because typically you would just plug in straight to the inverter that's at the front of the RV and you wouldn't get access to things like this. And so what we did, I originally bought this transfer switch from Xantrex, which would automatically, when we lose shore power, it would automatically swap over to 12 volt and I wouldn't have to do something like this manually. But what this automatic transfer switch does that we found out, it actually flips the GFI breakers that we're trying to use in the kitchen and in the bathroom. And so because it was interfering with that, we went the manual route. So this is the manual switch we're using right now. When it's on the far left, it's for shore power. So I'm gonna flip this over to the right and it's gonna put us onto 12 volt. So if everything's doing what it's supposed to do, we should be on 12 volt now. And so this is kind of like our resting amp draw rate. So we're pulling 3.8 right now. I can quickly look at these two numbers and I can tell that right now, even at a resting rate, even with 700 watts, because I'm in the shade and it's a cloudy day, I'm not pulling enough in with my solar, because I'm pulling in 3.4 down here. I'm not pulling enough in with my solar to compensate what's coming out. So anything I do in addition to this is only going to pull more out of the batteries. You can also see a lot more of the Victron if you want to, as far as the current voltage state of the batteries and all kinds of other stuff. I don't know what it does. So some of the things that are surprising about this, one is how much power draw there can be on just little things like this light right here that we've learned from our Victron. So I'll show you guys what that does right now. Right now we're at a resting rate of 3.98, somewhere around there. I'm gonna flip this light on. Just this one light, look what it did. It goes up over an amp, almost 1.5 amps, which, you know, an amp and a half doesn't sound that bad, but you flip on, say, 3 of these lights, which is almost 5 amps, you leave for the day, or let's say you go to bed and leave the lights in the living room on all night, and it's drawing, I mean, that adds up quick when you leave that kind of stuff on. The cool thing is, though, there is a solution for this, which I haven't found a thin light for the ceiling yet to replace it with, but I have started replacing these incandescent bulbs with LED bulbs and LED lights. So let's see what it went back down to. Yeah, so it went back down to about 3.9 once I turned it back off. So if I turn on this LED light, which ironically, this light actually puts out more light than the other one. It's got an option for a half light or 2 lights. So you can have 1 or 2 on. The 2's like insanely bright. And it brought it up, what, to 4.3? So instead of, yeah, so barely, or maybe even just below half an amp. The other one's almost an amp and a half. So this is like a third of the power usage of the other one that we have. Something else we learned, if you have an old appliance, it's amazing how much power these things draw. This thing draws 1500 watts, 13 amps on this microwave. It's not even a big microwave. It's a convection microwave, but it draws a lot of power. And so a new microwave, I looked, same size, same power, everything. It's only like 8.5 amps instead of 13 amps. So you're talking like, I don't know what that is, like a 40% decrease in usage by just getting a newer microwave. So if you've got like older appliances and you're wanting to go solar and boondocking, you may want to look into what those appliances are using. Like, I haven't checked their TV yet. I mean, that can make a big difference too. And the last thing I noticed, and this makes a bigger difference than I thought it would, is like clouds and shade when it comes to solar. That direct sunlight is such a huge deal. I really think, like, usually when we're looking for a campsite, we always look for one that's like shaded. But if it's not hot temperatures, we may intentionally look for something that's out in the sun. You know, I thought maybe like we'd get 75–80% efficiency tops if we have a really sunny day, something like that. And if it's cloudy, maybe that would drop down to 50%, 40%. It's actually, when the sun is direct sunlight, it's actually better. We get 80–90% efficiency out of these panels. They do really well when they're getting direct sunlight. But on the flip side, when they're not getting direct sunlight, it's down to like 20% efficiency. So it's like a huge drop when that shade factors in. Better than I thought they would when we got direct light, worse than I thought they would when we don't have direct light. We got one more project we're gonna try to cram in before the sun goes down today. And I said we like to batch projects. So trying to get a backup camera on the van. And so the plan with the backup camera is for the camera to go here, and then the screen is gonna go where the sticker's at, so that needs to be moved. For this install, I bought this camera on Amazon, pretty cheap, like 20 bucks, something like that. And I bought this screen, which was actually even cheaper. This is a 4.3 inch screen, it was 15 bucks. And you can't see it, but I bought an extension as well because the cord that came with the camera wasn't long enough. And so this is an extension, and then I bought two, I think, male-to-male adapters that are needed for the extension.
Daddy wants to watch.
Watch what?
Daddy wants to watch Kiss George.
Not really. But you know I will because I love you. David and Lori gave us fireworks. Do you want to shoot them?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going inside and watch it.
Okay. What happened? Did it scare you? Do you want to shoot more fireworks?
No.
How's the fireworks song go?
Fireball. Beep, 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 beep.
That's awesome. There she is, Hensley. Reliving her glory days.
Coming out of retirement. Take advantage while I'm in town.
We almost got the camera done, but I think we're good to go to leave tomorrow from Northwest. I don't know where Northwest yet. It's kind of weird leaving, not knowing exactly where we're stopping, but it might be Chicago. We're thinking maybe Chicago area. I don't know. We'll see. But
You think we'll make it that far?
I don't know. How far is Chicago?
I don't know. 5-6 hours?
Oh, okay. Well, surely we make it 5 or 6 hours.
I don't know. I'm just guessing.
We'll see. We don't even know. So all we know is we're going northwest, and we're hoping to get to Montana at some point. So we're gonna rest up. We're gonna get ready, and we're gonna head out tomorrow. We will catch you up.